Lakewood Ranch. It keeps showing up on every best places to live in Florida list and every best master plan community in America list. And honestly, the data backs it up. It was voted the #2 best-selling master plan community in the country in 2025 with over 2,000 new home sales. It's been on the top multi-gen community for 8 straight years, and the population just crossed 77,000 across 55 square miles. But today I'm going to tell you what it's actually like to live here, and is it worth the move to Lakewood Ranch? I am Trenton Miller with Found Your Florida, and I help families relocate to Florida's Gulf Coast. Before I was a buyer's agent, I spent 7 years on the builder side. I actually sold homes in Lakewood Ranch directly when I was with Homes by West Bay. I also worked for Del Webb, who's owned by Pulte Group, and I did operations for David Weekley Homes. I worked in Star Farms, I saw the Esplanades open, and today I am going to answer the top 10 questions that I get every single week from out-of-state buyers thinking about Lakewood Ranch. And guys, I promise you, this is the honest version. I am not trying to convince anyone of anything. I am just here to give you the facts, be that resource, boots on the ground, honest response to what it's actually like to live in Lakewood Ranch.
Trenton Miller, the realtor, found your place, found your door. From the sand to the front porch swing, he's got that welcome home thing.
All right, guys, question number 1, property taxes. What am I actually going to pay? So pretty simple. Florida property tax is calculated as a percentage of the assessed value. Manatee County, where most of Lakewood Ranch sits, it runs a combined millage rate of roughly 1 to 1.2% of whatever the assessed value once you factor in the school district, county, and special taxing district. Sarasota County, which covers the waterside side, is very similar. So to put that in perspective, a home, let's say around $700,000, it's going to run you somewhere in that $7,000 to $8,000 a year range before you homestead. And that number drops to, high sixes, mid 7,000s once your homestead actually kicks in. Now, here's the thing that not many people are going to tell you. When you buy, your year one tax bill, especially on new construction, is calculated on the prior owner's assessed value. It's not on your purchase price. So you might see in year one, your tax be $4,500. Then it resets on year 2 to that $7,500 number. Always budget for the higher number from day one. I've seen too many buyers get hit with $1,000 a month escrow shortage in their second year because their lender did the math wrong on that first number. So guys, when you're calculating in your monthly expenses, ask me if you guys have questions. I want to make sure you're actually working with real numbers. Now, question number 2, and this is a question I get a lot from out-of-state buyers, is insurance. Is it as bad as the headlines say it is? Well, I'll tell you what, the $10,000 premium stories that you heard on the news, they're real. They're just not real in Lakewood Ranch. Those are going to be in the coastal homes, your older homes, the ones that have original roofs still. Most of the homes in Lakewood Ranch, those are new construction homes. And in new construction homes in Lakewood Ranch, and basically everything built post-2002, with most of the active inventory being built in the last 10 years anyway in this area, premiums on a 4-bedroom, 2,500, 4,500 square foot, you're looking at about $2,000 to $4,000 per year. That would be for a new build that has hurricane code, fortified roof, the full specs of what you would expect from a new Florida build. Now, the newer village, this is where you're going to see the lower premiums tend to be because of the entire roof and the envelope is fresh. A house built in Star Farms, for example, in 2024 will quote way lower than a house built in maybe, say, Greenbrook in 2002, even at similar price points. So it's worth knowing if insurance budget matters to you. All right, question number 3, hurricanes. How worried should I actually be? Honestly, the Gulf Coast got hit very hard in 2022 and in 2024. It is not zero risk. So anyone who tells you it's going to be zero risk is honestly probably just trying to sell you on something. However, 2 things to know about Lakewood Ranch specifically. 1, it's inland. So it's not exactly on the coast. You're 8 to 12 miles from the Gulf, depending on which village you're in. And the storm surge is really a coastal problem. Lakewood Ranch has more wind exposure only. And Florida's post 2002 building code handles wind better than almost any code in the entire country. All right, number two, Lakewood Ranch sits at a pretty moderate elevation. You're not in a flood zone in most parts of the master plan, but you always want to pull up the FEMA map before your specific lot that you're choosing, before you write an offer. But the majority of Lakewood Ranch is in flood zone X, which means flood insurance isn't required. The play here is the same play I tell every relocation buyer. New construction, inland village, generator in the garage. You'll only use the generator once or twice a year. The rest of the time, it's the easiest place to live in Florida. All right, question number 4, CDD plus HOA, the cost item that no one is mentioning. This is where most agents just stop talking. I'm going to talk. Okay, CDD stands for Community Development District. It's the bond the developer uses to fund the roads, the lakes, the water, the sewer, and the master amenities. You inherit a piece of that bond when you buy, and you pay it back over a 20 to 30 year period through your property tax bill. Your HOA, on the other hand, that is an ongoing maintenance fee. It's a different number and it's on a different invoice. In Lakewood Ranch, combined CDD plus HOA runs anywhere from about $1,500 to $5,000 a year on top of the property tax, depending on which village you go with. In a place like Star Farms or Solera, you're at the lower end. In an Esplanade or a Lakewood National with full lawn, gated entry, golf membership, you're at the higher end of that range. Country Club East probably sits closer in the middle. So for a part-time buyer, this is the math that really matters. If you're using the home for only 4 months and your CDD plus your HOA is $4,500 a year, you're paying $1,100 a month for amenities you use a third of the time. And that doesn't kill the deal, but it's what you need to know going into it. So the builder side truth, the older villages have CDDs that have been partially or fully amortized. Greenbrook, Riverwalk, Summerfield CDDs, they're mostly paid off. These newer villages have full bonds in place. So if carrying costs is a top concern, maybe you shop the resales in the older villages. All right, question number 5. What are the schools like in Lakewood Ranch? Well, interesting enough, Lakewood Ranch is split into 2 counties. The Manatee County side covers most of the master plan north of University Parkway. The Sarasota County covers the Waterside, Wild Blue, Lake House Cove, and a few southernmost villages. And the honest take, the Sarasota County schools rank slightly higher overall than the Manatee County, but both are very solid. Lakewood Ranch High is consistently A-rated by the Florida Department of Education and is one of the larger high schools in the state with a very, very strong AP program. The elementary feeders, including Robert E. Willis, B.D. Gullett, and Gilbert McNeil, all carry A ratings as well. Plus charter options like Imagine School at Lakewood Ranch and private options including Out of Door Academy and Lakewood Ranch Preparatory Academy. Important note, because Lakewood Ranch is growing fast, school zones get redrawn. The school you buy into may not be the school your kid attends in 3 years, so confirm the current zone and the projected zone with the district before you write an offer. Number 6, the traffic. Snowbird season is very real. So from January through April, University Parkway, Lakewood Ranch Boulevard, and the I-75 exits at Fruitville and University all back up during the morning and the evening peaks. Add about 15 minutes to any drive during those 4 months. The rest of the year, honestly, the traffic is fine. Bradenton to downtown Sarasota in 30 minutes in off-peak time, UTC Mall in 15 minutes, Sarasota Airport in about 35. 2 longer-term traffic things to flag is Lakewood Ranch Boulevard North and South needs more capacity, and the county is actually working on that. And the Lakewood Ranch Southeast expansion that's breaking ground this year is 2,200 acres and up to 5,000 additional homes. It's going to put more traffic on the existing east-west corridors, and that's a 10-year horizon issue, not a today issue, but it is part of the honest picture. Okay, now to the fun stuff. Question number 7, beach access. Is it easy to get to the beach from Lakewood Ranch? This is the question every relocation buyer asks. Lakewood Ranch is about 25 to 40 minutes from Real Beach, depending on which village you're in and which beach you're going to. Anna Maria Island runs about 30 to 35 minutes from most of Lakewood Ranch. Lido Beach, 30 to 40. Siesta Key, 35 to 45. And Longboat Key, about 35 to 40. Now, the honest version is if you're going to go to the beach 6 to 12 times a year, that drive is fine. If you're going to be a daily walker on the sand person, you should probably be looking at Welland Park, Bradenton coastal areas, or one of the Anna Maria adjacent communities. Lakewood Ranch is a master planned inland community. The Gulf is a destination. It's not right in your backyard. Question number 8, the country clubs. What are they like? Well, Lakewood Ranch has the deepest country club scene of any master plan community on the Gulf Coast. There's Lakewood Ranch Country Club, The Concession, Lakewood National, Esplanade Golf and Country Club, Sarasota Polo Club. There's a club for every price point and a club for every type of golfer. Important to understand, membership cost is separate from your home purchase. Some communities have bundled equity memberships built in, and some are pay as you go. And some are going to have wait lists. So if you're moving here for the country club lifestyle specifically, the village you choose needs to match the club that you want. And we can map that out together when you're actually trying to figure out what's going to fit you best. If you're not a golfer, Lakewood Ranch still works. Premier Sports Campus is 75 acres of pickleball, soccer, lacrosse, and youth sports. Pickleball communities are everywhere. The Legacy Trail extension is coming, and there is plenty of life beyond the golf course in Lakewood Ranch. All right, question number 9. Who is actually moving to Lakewood Ranch in 2026? I would say there are 3 groups, roughly in equal volume, moving to Lakewood Ranch in 2026. Number 1, you have the pre-retirees and the active retirees from the Northeast and Midwest. We're talking New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Illinois. They are the largest cohort. The median age in Lakewood Ranch right now is 53 and a half, and that's not a coincidence. Number 2, families with school-age kids. Median household incomes here are over $122,000. So it's a strong professional cohort, often dual income families with at least one remote work spouse. They're choosing Lakewood Ranch for the schools, the sports infrastructure, and the overall safety. Number 3, the affluent multi-gen buyers. So grandparents buying near their adult children who already live there. This is one of the most common patterns I see. Lakewood Ranch ranges from $380,000 townhomes to $4.5 million estates, which means basically anyone in a family can land in the same master plan community at different price points. You'll not be the only person on your block who just moved here either. Lakewood Ranch grew 80% since 2020. So you're really moving into a community of relocators, which is great for people who are out of state, want to meet friends who are like-minded and have similar values. Question number 10, is there a 6-month surprise? How am I going to feel? Well, after 6 months, the thing my clients say surprises them the most isn't the weather, the beaches, or the taxes. It's the lifestyle integration. Lakewood Ranch has an actual social fabric to it. The farmers market at Lakewood Ranch was named one of the top farmers markets in the country by American Farmland Trust in 2025. There's ranch night Wednesdays at Waterside. There's the Players Center. There's pickleball ladders, wine clubs, boat clubs, garden clubs, polo Sundays. The thing relocation buyers tell me at the 6-month mark, almost word for word, is, quote, I've made more friends in 6 months here than I did in the 10 years where we lived before. And that's honestly, that's not marketing. That's the actual conversation going on with the customers that I've sold in that 6-month check-in. So let me finish with this. I want to give you kind of my honest final verdict of what it's like to live in Lakewood Ranch. So is it a good place to live? I would say for most relocation buyers, yes. It has the deepest builder selection on the Gulf Coast, the strongest resale data of any master plan community in this region, A-rated schools, real social infrastructure, and a price point that basically covers entry-level to ultra-luxury. The exception, okay, so who would this not be for? I would say if beach access is 80% of why you're moving to Florida, you probably want to look at something like Welland Park or coastal Bradenton. If you want a quieter, small town feel, you probably want to look at North River Ranch or that Parish area. And if you're priced out at the $600,000 level, Star Farms and Solora are the entry points worth touring before you assume Lakewood Ranch is kind of out of your price range. So for everyone else, this is definitely my most recommended master plan in Florida for a reason. The data, the lifestyle, and the resales all back it up. Guys, if you are 6 to 12 months out from a Gulf Coast move and you want someone who's actually sold homes in Lakewood Ranch as a builder rep to walk you through which village is going to fit your situation, that is what I do. My info is in the description. Builder representation costs you nothing. The builders pay the commission, And if you don't use a realtor, the builder just makes more money. So please subscribe for the rest of my relocation series. Next week, I'm going to deep dive on how Lakewood Ranch has evolved over its 32 years and what is coming next, including that new Southeast expansion. I am Trent Miller with Found Your Florida. I can't wait to help you guys on your journey. And if you wouldn't mind liking, subscribing, we hope to keep bringing you this information because I feel like it's helpful for those of you who don't live here currently. And that's ultimately my goal. That's why I got out of working for a builder. I wanted to jump on the other side and help people relocate to Florida, relocate within Florida. And honestly, I'm going to negotiate the best deal for you because I know where those pain points are for the builder. I know the best time to kind of push on them, and I know when they're blowing smoke. So if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. My information is right at the bottom of this video, and also in the description, you're going to find everything you need. Head out to my website, foundyourflorida.com. You can look at a complete cost AI comparison to whatever place you're living now, and you can do full community. Whatever community you're looking at, you can just type right in there and it'll give you all the information you need. So it's a good resource, and that is foundyourflorida.com. Thank you guys, and stay tuned for another.